Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made these three little bear figurines that I've been making. So I've been making these for almost 2 weeks now and I'm so happy with how they've turned out. I did show a little bit behind the scenes of these in my studio vlog, which I posted on Wednesday, but today it's the final video and you're going to get to see how I created them and how they've turned out in the end. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you do like it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and I'm just going to get stuck straight on into how I made my little bubblegum bear figurines. So as always with my figurines, I started off with a tinfoil base. I like to do this when I'm working with any type of clay, whether it's air dry clay or polymer clay, because this obviously reduces the need for so much clay. It reduces the time for it to bake, to like dry and stuff, and also yeah, it just makes it lighter, which I really like in little figurines like this. I know when you buy like art toys and stuff, they're often hollow, but in order to make this hollow, it's just easier to make a tinfoil base. So I then took some clay. The clay that I'm using in this case is actually air dry clay. I don't usually work with it, but I had some left over from making the trinket trays, so I thought that I would put this to, you know, put this to some use and just use it up rather than use the polymer clay. So I just kind of like smoothed that all over the tinfoil and made a nice kind of casement over it. I obviously had a little bit of a dance there, like really living my best life in between. I ended up making like the base of the bear and stuff first. As you can see, I've got like all the body done, and then I decided to add the extra bits afterwards. So I left that dry for around about a day just to help it on its way, and then I added those bits. So I added like a rectangle shape, and then I added a piece of wire coming up from like the mouth area and added this like bubble almost over the top. I then left it for around about 5 or 6 days, so it had almost a week's drying time in total to make sure that it was fully dry all the way through and everything like that. I was in no rush to get this piece done because basically once you put the acrylic paint on it, it's going to seal in any moisture that's in there, so you do want to make sure that it's fully dry. I feel like I'm giving you all the tips here to making your own figurines, but if you are making them, then hopefully that's a bit helpful to you. When I paint my figurines, I do actually blue tap them down onto a ceramic tile, as you would have seen there, just to keep them in place whilst I paint. It's really helpful and a really great tip to use if you're into making like clay charms, clay figurines, anything like that. Just, it's a great tip. I know loads of people have used it after my recommendation and really just like the little tip there. So also another tip for painting and stuff like that, doing little details, I would recommend using nail art brushes. They're often cheaper and tinier than normal paint brushes, and you can get really good details in and everything like that. So once I had my bear fully painted in the acrylic paint, I just went in with some UV resin. When using UV resin, you do want to make sure that you're using a like vapor like respirator as well as some gloves. I don't have gloves on in this particular clip just because I filmed it really quickly for the video. I didn't actually use any UV resin when I was doing that, so yeah, I was just glazing them off camera basically. I went back in and added any extra details and then reglazed over those details again, and once those were done, my bears were then complete. So this is how all three of the bears have turned out, as you can see. So this one here is the one that I was focusing on in the video, the one where it's like lying down with a packet of gum there and then just like blowing a little bubble. I absolutely adore it. I love this pink colour, which I've also carried on throughout the other three pieces as well. So I've done this little bear here, which is standing up. Again, it's got the same sort of details on, like with all the little paw prints and everything. This one here does have a little tail on, which I'm loving. And then the lollipop here, which I'm imagining to be like a little like gum lollipop almost. I've put it in like a little bag that I just reused. I cut off the bottom, stuck a bit of tape over it so it looked like the lolly was in a kind of wrapper. And then the final one here, I've just done the bear sitting down. Again, it has the gum there in the same colour pink. I've done a little candy around the side just with the lightning bolt on. Done that in the blue. I think that looks really nice. And this one here also has a tail. The one lying down, I didn't give it a tail just because it was lying down, so it just made sense just not to put it on this one. But yeah, I'm so happy with how they have all turned out. Honestly, like I said, this took me absolutely forever to do, but I'm so pleased with the results. I'm going to be keeping these just because obviously they took me so long. But yeah, very happy with them. Eventually I would like to put things like this on my store to go forward, maybe even get some manufacturers, something like that, but we'll see where the future takes us. But yeah, really loving all three of these pieces. They just fit so well together. I just love them. So let me know which one of the three is your favorite. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and yeah, if you haven't given this video a like already, please do, because like I said, it took me forever. And yeah, that's all I got for today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you very soon for another video.